Obviously, it's been a week. I'm still celebrating. My Ohio State Buckeyes winning the first ever 12-team playoff 10 years to the day after they won the first 4-team playoff, beating out some amazingly tough teams. Tennessee, coming to Columbus, Ohio, thought they were going to destroy us. They got destroyed. Our next game in the quarterfinal at the Rose Bowl destroyed Oregon, avenging that 1-point loss earlier in the season. Then we go to the semifinals against Texas in Texas Stadium, well, technically called AT&T Stadium. Beat them in a dogfight thanks to a last-minute 82-yard strip six by Jack Sawyer. Then in Atlanta, Georgia, against one of the most historic football teams in college football, beating the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. So yeah, it's been a week, but I don't care. I'm still going to be celebrating. I'm smiling ear to ear for this. These guys earned it on the field, and I can't be more proud to call myself an Ohio State Buckeye fan. Always have been and always will be. Unfortunately, it's also been 1 week since Donald Trump became president of the United States. And unfortunately, I have to talk about this because it's a disaster in the making. It's already a disaster. In the week that Donald Trump has been... Now, first things first, I'm going to call out the fact that Donald Trump is a liar. And not a very good one at that. Throughout the campaign, he kept saying that he has no idea what Project 2025 is. Liar. You knew exactly what Project 2025 is because you're doing exactly what Project 2025 is calling for. Just a few examples. Deploying active duty troops to the southern border. You signed an executive order for that, and it happens to be inside Project 2025. You want to explain that? Before you do, let's move on. Make the federal government declare that there are only 2 genders. Exactly from Project 2025, and you signed an executive order to do that. Enforce the death penalty whenever possible. You already made an executive order for that too. Withdraw from the United States, from the World Health Organization. Again, Project 2025. And you also withdrew from the Paris Climate Accords. Again, Project 2025. You signed the executive orders on both. Increase oil and gas drilling in Alaska, calling for it from Project 2025, and you signed an executive order on that. And eliminating diversity, equity, and inclusion from the federal government. You signed a direct executive order on that, and it was in Project 2025. So Donald Trump, you are a liar. You said you knew nothing about Project 2025, that you didn't have anything to do with it. But now it seems that you're doing everything that Project 2025 is calling for. Forget the fact that you're a liar. All of this is crippling our country. Not to mention the fact you got ICE agents running around this country like they're the Gestapo, arresting people. And here's the sick part about this. You're not going after the criminals. You're not going after the murderers that you want to condemn every Mexican immigrant as. You're not going after the rapists that you've already condemned every single Mexican immigrant as. You're going after legalized citizens. And we know this because we've already gotten evidence that you're arresting people who are American citizens. You're ICE agents. You got the Mr. Burns wannabe, Stephen Miller, going out on television saying that he's going to break into churches and schools to arrest these people, violating the United States Constitution. You've already appointed a drunken rapist and racist and white supremacist Pete Hegseth the Secretary of Defense, which is going to be an unmitigated disaster because he hates women, he hates people of color. And just yesterday, meaning as in Saturday in January 25th, Kristi Noem was appointed Homeland Security Secretary, which is again going to be an unmitigated disaster. These people are not going to be in these positions to fund and run our government. They're there to rule with an iron fist, and that is wrong. Just yesterday, I had a space on Twitter where I could talk about all of this, but all the Donald Trump trolls came out and pretty much destroyed every argument I tried to do. Not because they were right, but because they were Donald Trump supporters. All I got from these people is how Donald Trump is going to save America. He's going to save this country. But when I tried to argue about situations, individual situations, like just yesterday, I found out that the Tuskegee Airmen are not going to be prominently shown in the United States Air Force in the recruiting video. That is a slap in the face to them and to all veterans who serve in this country. But they couldn't care less. Donald Trump supporters couldn't care less, especially one Donald Trump supporter who actually believes that women should not be in combat roles because the standards are different when it comes to women in the military. Physical standards. I could care less about physical standards. If they can do the job, if women can do I've talked about this numerous times on numerous videos. If women can carry their own weight in the United States military, which they've shown they can, I got no problems. I got no beef. But when you decide to say, but this particular Trump supporter, and I'm not going to say who he is because I don't want to embarrass him. Actually, I do want to embarrass him, but I don't want to embarrass him to the point where people are doing God knows what. The way I see it, when it comes to these people, when you say that women can't do the jobs that men can in the military, just a few weeks ago, and I made an example of this, a female F-15 pilot in the U.S. Air Force received the Silver Star, one of the highest awards for valor, because of actions over Israel protecting Israeli civilians from surface-to-air missile attack from Iran, I believe it was. Yeah, Iran. So you're going to go to this woman, and this is an open question for all of you. As a Donald Trump supporter who hates women in the United States military, hates strong women, let me put it that way, you're going to tell that F-15 pilot that you don't belong in the cockpit of an F-15 fighter airplane to serve in our military, after she just received one of the highest awards our military can bestow on anyone, who could actually inspire men, women, young girls, and young boys to join our country's military. You're actually going to tell her that? I would love to see how that conversation goes down. I know I'm getting off topic on this, but frankly, no, actually I'm not getting off topic. Donald Trump's agenda is going to cripple America. It's already crippling America. Prices in the gas prices and grocery prices are starting to rise very slowly but very surely. Americans of color and the LGBTQ are terrified that Donald Trump's agenda is going to rip them apart. Is this the kind of America you wanted? And for the Donald Trump supporters out there who are just so brainless, thinking that somehow this isn't going to happen to me. Donald Trump's not going to come after me. I voted for the man. I'm one of the good ones. I didn't vote for against anyone else. For anyone else. I voted for Trump. If that's what you really believe, then you're living in a dream world. What happens in this country is going to affect all of us, not just the few, not just the darkies, not just the Mexies. It's going to affect all of us. It's going to affect you in the small ways, like going to the gas pump. It's going to affect you in big ways, like paying more taxes because Donald Trump wants to take a vacation to go golfing instead of staying in the White House and doing the job you voted him to do. And now he's getting other people of Congress to violate the Constitution as well. A congressman in Tennessee is drafting legislation to make Donald Trump president for life. Now, that's not the full language of it. He wants to make a legislation to give Donald Trump an extra term in office, making him a 3-term president in violation of the 22nd Amendment. And just last night, like I said in my Twitter space, someone brought up FDR. And you're right, he was a multi-term president. And then the 22nd Amendment. Now Donald Trump wants to be president for life. To be very honest with you, I'm going to say this as simple as I can without sounding threatening or anything else like that. So the MAGA, you're not going to twist my words. I don't see Donald Trump surviving this term, let alone getting a 3rd term as president. Why don't I see that? Because the man is old. By the end of this term, he will be 82 years old. Physically, he's a wreck. Mentally, he's broken. At some point, and more to the point, I believe this wholeheartedly. The Republicans are going to force him out with the 25th Amendment, saying that he has diminished capacity, that he's not up there, all the way up there. Hell, they were thinking about doing that when he lost the election in 2020. He is not going to survive this term. And I'm not saying that someone's going to A-word him or K-word him. I'm saying that he is mentally and physically broken. He's not in the best of health. Regardless how many times someone like like Nick Adams wants to post photos of him swinging a golf club. Physically, he is not well. Mentally, he's broken. I'm being generous. I give it till next year until the Republicans are trying to scheme to pull him out. And honestly, I'm sorry to even say that. No, actually, I'm not sorry to say that. I'll be even sorrier if someone actually K-word him. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think Donald Trump is going to be pulled out of office through the 25th Amendment by the Republican Party. Because we all know that he's not. You can delude yourselves into thinking that Donald Trump is the most healthiest man in the world. He isn't. He's not. Delude yourselves all you people want. But in the end of the day, in the last analysis, Donald Trump is broken, physically and mentally. But he's going to do a whole lot of damage to this country before then. The first week, he's already done damage to the point where Americans are terrified of what's going to happen next. Americans like me, because I'm black, because I didn't vote for him, we're running around this country scared that Donald Trump and this Gestapo are going to come after us. All because we didn't support him. We don't support him. I will never support the man. He had his chance and he failed miserably. The Republican Party could have stopped this whole thing and they didn't. And here we are. Now, the fact is, Trump can run around like the dictator he wants to be all he wants, but at some point, it's going to end for him. In this fantasy world that the MAGA is put themselves into is going to snap back into reality. And they are going to be screwed. Screwed, blued, and tattooed. And the last thing they're about to think before they get screwed is, why did this happen? And someone like me is going to tell them. And I'm going to tell them to their faces. We warned you for years about Trump. We warned you what kind of a monster he is. And you decided to call me every name in the book, up to and past the N-word. You accused me of being a terrorist, of being a baby killer, of being a rapist, all because I didn't vote for Trump. We warned you. Don't complain now because you're about to get fucked in the ass. Because Donald Trump did it to you. But I still have hope. Donald Trump is not going to make it through this term. He's going to be removed from office at some point through the constitutionally using the 25th Amendment. He'll be dragging and screaming in a straitjacket. No, I'm the president. I'm the president. Let me go. Let me go. It's going to happen. It's bound to happen. It's unfortunate that a lot of you idiots thought it wouldn't. That you thought you were safe because of you marked Donald Trump's name. And now you are going to pay a steep price for it. CTP, know the truth. God bless. Peace to the left, justice to the right.